Alright guys, well, I want to show you how to replace your spider injectors in your 4.3. This is the older model. The newer model will be pretty much the same way. You just take the top bolts out, and there's a clip up here you got to take off your injector harness, and it's pretty much the same way, but this is the old style. It's a CPI. You got 3 electrical connections, actually 4. You got to disconnect these 3 and that one. Pull your wiring harness over a little bit. You can't move it very far. Your throttle linkage here. This cruise control, it just pops off. And then move your throttle all the way up and take the pin out of your throttle assembly here. And then you also got a vacuum line right here. You need to slip that off down here, and you got your brake booster line. I just decided to leave it on because you got one of them goddammit clamps. So just leave that on and just kind of twist it up here like this. Just grab a hold of this hose, grab a hold of the front, just lift it right up off in there after you get all the bolts out. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't know if I counted that one, but maybe 10. And then it just pretty much, you just hold right here and hold like this and just kind of wiggle it up out of there. I got my new injectors here, and make sure you lay your bolts out when you take the bolts out. Lay them out where they came out, because you'll see that this one's shorter than this one. And you'll have some studs like this, some nuts that go on top of them to hold the coil on and stuff like that. I've already replaced the regulator on mine, and for some reason the new one's still leaking down or whatever. I don't know. But I bought a brand new one off eBay for $155, $31 core charge. So I just sent the old one back. Actually, I sent a spare one that I had back. This is a new gasket. It's actually the one that came off of it now, but I'm going to reuse it. Make sure you get you a new gasket if you've never replaced it before. That's pretty much it. You got some torque screws here you have to take out. T20, I think. Nope, it'd be a T30. So come over here, and you got this thing right here that clips on. Just squeeze these very carefully because they're real brittle, and just pull this off. And your gasket will be laying on top. Get that off and cleaned up. And then for your nozzles here, there's little tabs. Just squeeze and pull them out and leave them halfway in. So just like that, and you got a clip. You got a clip right here. You just slide this back with like a little screwdriver, but be real careful because if this thing will fly off. Actually, I could probably get it with my fingers. Well, I'll just get a tool, but your new injector assembly will sit in these little grooves, so make sure you get that in there correct. When you replace your injectors, make sure you get the nut kit or the fuel line return kit, or inlet and return. They call it the nut kit though. So, and your new injectors will come with new O-rings for these, so take the old O-rings off. These mine are still new, but I'm just going to go ahead and replace them anyway since I got new ones. And that's pretty much it, I think. And then your electrical connections here, and you got one of them vacuum lines right here. You got your, well, I'll just let the video run while I go ahead and replace these. And you'll see the reassembly. And I got a smudge on my screen. There. wish I could zoom this out, but that's about as far as it goes. Oh, that's nice. Make sure you put a rag up underneath the lines before you pull them off. Otherwise, you're going to get a bunch of oil in your, or a bunch of gas in your crankcase, in your oil. That's not good. So, alright. I won't be able to see much with all my hands in the way, but you get the idea. Oh, I just broke that one. No. Man, that one really stuck in there. Yeah, great. Ain't that just dandy? Oh, I got one of my injector nozzles stuck. Broke the tab off, and now you can't get the dang thing out. There we go. You see what I mean? They're kind of brittle. You know, bust the clips off. You can see that, yeah. So, got my new O-rings. You want to have some decently clean hands when you put the new stuff in. Actually, when you take the old stuff out too, but because you don't want no contamination getting into the injectors. And if you want, you can put some oil around these lines here. It'll slide in a lot easier. So, just gonna take its rag, another rag, and clean up the surface where this thing's supposed to sit at. It's kind of dirty. Alright, good enough. I'm just gonna get some oil. just put a little bit around the lines here, around the O-rings. And here's the new ones. So, and you know, it doesn't matter where you put these in at, just wherever they fit best. But if you look here, you'll see that they're kind of lined up a little bit. So this one go over here, that one go in the middle, that one, you know. So. And these will be somewhat difficult to get in because the lines will be really stiff. And this is how you want your lines routed as well. You want them up and over the lines here. That's how they came in from the factory. There. Now, they gotta be seated in all the way. Trying to get this out of the way. So I want to kind of get in there and push them. I remember them going in there way farther than that, but we'll see. Yeah, they gotta go way in. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. Usually a flathead screwdriver right in this little groove here. You don't want to do it over here. You don't want to damage the line, but do it on this plastic stuff and just shove it right in. Yeah, perfect. And take your clip. Make sure it's this way to where this will actually hold those lines in place. And make sure that they're in the groove. Make sure that clip is in there and in the groove. And also, go ahead and make sure your poppet nozzles are fully seated in the holes. And give them a tug. You'll feel that they're locked in. But this right here is the correct way to route these lines. You don't put them under it, you put them over it. That's how they came stock from GM, so. Alright. Then, get some contact cleaner and clean that connector up real good. Electronics contact cleaner, electric cleaner. It dries really fast. So, and it's pretty clean. There it is. Locked down. Oh well, no, you're supposed to put the gasket in there first. Yeah. My bad. Or maybe not. No, you didn't have to do that. Duh. Okay, gasket's in. I'm gonna kind of wiggle it and push so those little pins in there don't get bent and whatnot. Now, for just a second, I want to plug in my battery and check for fuel leaks. I'll give it another prime. Gave it about 3 primes or so, and I don't see any leaks or anything anywhere, so I think we're good. We are good. Now, I'll get the electrical connections somewhat out of the way before I put that in there. Let's see. Everything's good from what I can see. Oh. Alright. I don't know, I think when they made this nut kit, see I replaced these already, and to get these lines out, back here is a like 30 millimeter or 30 or T30 Torx bit. And you take this backing plate off, and you take your 5/8 fuel lines off back here, and you can shove these lines back through that away. I know it looks tight, but it is doable. And you can replace these lines as well. So it's pretty simple, really. It's straightforward. I think we're ready to put our plenum back on. There we go. And you want to make sure you didn't pinch any lines under there, but we're good. Now this piece here goes like that. I don't know if you can see that, or yeah, you can. It's for the wiring harness. And then your evap solenoids and stuff get put right there, and your line gets snapped back on there. And don't forget the line that goes to your intake. It's kind of tricky. You can't really see in there. You just kind of feel it. And you can pull this heater hose up, and you can get a better look at where it goes down there. See that? There. That line gets put on down there, and it routes all the way up to your evap solenoids. So yeah, you can't see hardly anything now. Well, we ain't got nowhere else to really put you. And there's a vacuum hose that fell way back here somewhere. Oh boy. Where'd you go? Ooh. Alright. Time to put our bolts back in. But on this one over here, the throttle plate goes on it, so I have to route this back over here. Put that through. Maybe I can put you on top of the computer. Get you a better angle. That'll work. Your two studs that go over here. Some models will have this long one back here in the corner. Some models do not. They'll have a smaller one. and these are torqued to 10 foot-pounds, 120 inch-pounds. So I got my torque wrench, and we're going to torque them down here in a minute. Well, disconnect my battery. Should have done it a while back. Since I've seen the sensors were unplugged, and now I'll go ahead and unplug it and it'll reset. Reset the engine light. Yeah, that long one back there. You have to use a 3/8 socket on it. Huh, very tight. Okay. Two nuts over here. Hold your evap. Solenoids together. Alright, well, my camera kind of shut off on me. So, I got them all cinched down, pretty much. They're not tight. Before I torque them down, I want to get these throttle bracket tightened down. So if I tighten this, then I won't be able to move it and get the bolts in. Well, leave them wired harnesses off for now. Let me get my torque wrench. We want 120 inch pounds. There. We'll have no torque sockets or anything, so we're just gonna have to wing it. Oh, wrong one. Now, this little socket won't get on this back one, so I'm just gonna have to eyeball it pretty much. I just lost my screwdriver. There we go. Oh, I need to get him cinched down. Doing a crisscross pattern. Actually, I think they said the middle first. Middle too. that one. I'm gonna have to use a 3/8 ratchet and just kind of feel for it. Click. Good enough. Okay. Yeah, some models have this piece here that holds the heater hoses, some do not. Why aren't you going on? I guess you are. Oh well, we can't put that on yet, Dippy. Gotta put the coil back on. I didn't unplug anything on the coil because it didn't have to move very far. Oh boy. That not good. Yeah, that thing's not going to be found ever again. I got a crevice on these intakes that you can't even see up under. Oh, that sucks. That really blows. Yeah, it's in there. Oh well, 1 bolt to hold it. I'll find another nut for it. No big deal. I'll just put this one in the back. Okay. They're going to move too much. And this thing's kind of hard to route. Your PVC line. So, let's put it all the way down here. Shove it up through here. And it's just that simple. Some people have a hard time with that. I know I did. Hose clamp. Not usually a hose clamp on these. Flipping screwdriver went all the way down here. we're all good. Now we just need to plug in our wires. There we go. Or so I thought. No, there we go. Living right next to a jail, or a police station, and a fire station. Ain't that something? Every single day you hear them sirens. There's a little sensor down here too. It's kind of a mother bear to get on when this is on. So make sure you plug it in first. It's your air temp sensor. You're probably still looking at the coil, aren't you? Well, not really. And there we are. Plug in the battery. And fire it up. Just check over everything. Vacuum line, booster line. Text message. Is that pretty sturdy? Not really. We're gonna go ahead and start it anyway. Nice and smooth. Look at that. You're not seeing that shake whatsoever. Wow, yeah. Man, I'm barely pushing on that, and it's like real snappy. Oh yeah, I like that. That's how you do it, boys.